absolutely beautiful Sagittarius friends, and welcome to your horoscope for October of 2023. We're Sagittarius. We are getting into these eclipses, and man, I'm really kind of pumped for you, Sag, because while we've got the new moon solar eclipse that's going to happen in Libra, and that's going to light up this 11th house space, bringing some nice opportunities to meet some people that I even think are surprising to you over this next 6 months, I'm really more focused in my enthusiasm on the full moon lunar eclipse happening in Taurus, because we have been talking about this health, the wellness, the daily routines for quite some time. You know, the last 18 months, there's been a huge focus on that. So I really think that this is a time where you're going to be able to look around and go, okay, I have absolutely made some progress. Not only that, the sixth house being about health, wellness, daily routines, things like that, it can also be where you act as kind of like a freelancer. And I think that there is plenty of reason to believe in this next 6 months, something you've been working on, how you've been showing up, really is going to sort out for people that you are a valuable team player, you are a valuable resource, and your resources can also benefit from that. So Sagittarius, listen, I'm pumped for what October has to offer for you. It is a course correction. The energy does get different. I don't think that everything's going to be easy, squeezy, lemon, sneezy, or whatever that saying is, but I do think it is a good month to be getting some things done. So let's jump in, Sagittarius, and talk about what is going on this month. So right at the beginning of the month on the 4th, we see Mercury entering into the energy of Libra, so lighting up this 11th house space. And the 11th house space is getting a lot of love. The sun is here. We've got Mars traveling here right now. Of course, Mercury is now in the space as well, the ruling planet of Libra. Venus is out of retrograde, not quite out of its post-retrograde shadow time, but we're still doing some good things here. So first of all, when we're looking at the theme of the 11th house that all of this action-packed energy can help you with is you could find yourself in your 11th house, social groupings, friends, social media, organizations you're connected to, connecting or collaborating or doing things with colleagues or friends that is actually really important to you. It fuels you forward. The other thing I like about Mercury in a Venus-ruled sign is conversation. Okay, when we get around new places, we're being social, we meet new faces, we have these conversations, and it can literally bring love, bring opportunity to your front door, but it comes through this very social sphere. So I think that this is a lovely energy to be working with. Now, Mercury is out of retrograde. It is out of its post-retrograde shadow time. So if you did need to sign deals, you needed to, work anything out, if there's been any negotiations, any of those kinds of things will be fine at this time. All right, on the 8th, we see Venus entering into the energy of Virgo, lighting up the 10th house space. So this is your career sector. And even if you're not working or you're unemployed, you're retired, whatever this looks like for you, this is a beautiful energy at the top of the chart. So the title that we call you in public is taking a shift, and Venus is an attracting in energy. It is absolutely gorgeous. So first of all, it is bringing you opportunity. It is bringing you information. It is bringing relationships to you. It is bringing financial blessings to you with this Venus energy pulling towards you. Now, the other thing I kind of like about Venus at the top of the chart is that it can be good for recognition. And again, I think that you have been demonstrating that you do something well. You've been owning your power in some way that can actually have you, your name is in people's minds and in their mouths. This is also a very useful attracting to you energy if you are looking for work or to change position, you want a promotion or something like that. Okay, when we get to the 10th, we see Pluto coming out of its retrograde in the energy of Capricorn at 27 degrees. Now, this is in your second house, so money, partnerships, relationships happening down here, but also self-worth, assets, value. So one of the things with Pluto is like it's the power struggle. The control dynamic that is happening, where you've needed to take on something very big that you weren't necessarily prepared to take on, but now it's your responsibility. But one of the other things that I think has worked out for you, or where Pluto has pushed you to really look at things, is where you have your assets. Right? Where do you have assets? Do you have assets? when you are thinking about things with your money, Sagittarius, what are you investing in? Are you investing in things that will depreciate over time, or are you investing in things that are assets, things that can make you money, things that have longevity as an asset? And this includes, for some of you, you might have made a move in the last couple months, or you might be looking to make a move in the next couple months. And what kind of furniture, what kind of, cutlery are you investing in? Are you investing in things that can last with you for a very long time? Having Pluto coming out of retrograde here, it's funny. It seems like it's this easy thing, but the things that have structure, legacy, and longevity in your life, your attention is really brought to. Now, this is not new information. Okay, you've been working in this area since 2008, but you might be really feeling the pressure to make sure that you've got your money, your self-worth, and your assets in the right arrangement. As we get to the 12th, we see Mars moving into the energy of Scorpio. And wherever Mars goes, it brings action, it brings energy, it brings movement. We're on. We're doing it, okay? So over here in your 12th house space, first of all, Mars in the 12th house, I do want you to keep in mind that it can make the body really, really tired, because you're going. There's this mutable quality where there's nervousness. I'm thinking more. So it's really good to get the energy out of the body. Make sure that you are moving in some way. Make sure that, whatever's going on behind the scenes, whether it's in your immune system, it's in your mental life, it's in your spiritual life, move these things along. Give them a place of stimulation, especially outside the body. The other thing about Mars in the 12th is your dream life could get very, very busy. And that's, that is what it is. Depending on what you're doing with it, if you can use a dream journal or things like this to even get those dreams out of your head, out of your space, so that you can let that extreme excess of energy out of your space, I think that would be very good. Other ways that Mars in the 12th house in Scorpio is going to be very useful to you is you can look at creating things behind the scenes. What are you creating behind the scenes? Are you working on products? Are you working on a research paper? What are you doing behind the scenes where this can be really useful for you? And later down the road, while you've been working nice and slow, building this thing, letting it come through these spiritual and intuitive channels, these healing channels, you're able to bring it to the surface. So I have one last thought about Mars and Scorpio here is that truly Mars can create what you need to get done by creating a little chaos or a little conflict. So if there has been something going on behind the scenes, to include, if you've had a mental thing going on, a psychological thing, an immune system thing going on, an addiction that has not been treated, Mars can absolutely put some gasoline on that fire. And at some point, something will need to be done about it, and it will spin from the 12th house space, okay? On the 14th, we've got the new moon solar eclipse. This one is happening in the energy of Libra. And again, I just think, at 21 degrees of Libra, lighting up that 11th house, whether it is on social media, it is a social media, an app, a friend, a professional contact, an organization contact, you are put in a position where you could be meeting up with, a person or an entity, or what you need. It's like that next joining piece, right? The next partnership, Libra, that takes you forward into the next direction. It eases things that maybe it was like, this is really complicated, or I'm stuck with this. And now you have an answer to move that thing forward. Now, Libra is still Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. So I do think, Sagittarius, if you're single and you're wanting to date, or if you're a business person and you've been working on your own and you'd like to have more of a meetup group or something like that, this can actually work well in your favor. On the 22nd, busy day, we've got Mercury and the Sun moving into the energy of Scorpio. So again, now the 12th house has got a lot of heat going on for you. It is your time to rest, to work on things slowly, quietly behind the scenes before it is birthday time. So I will say too, truly, if you don't have a rest routine or a rest practice, or you're unhappy with the one that you have, you feel like you're not getting that good quality sleep and rest, this is the season and the efforts of Scorpio to help you see how to adjust that and get into the detoxing of your sleep, rest, spiritual routine. This can be a season over the next 4 weeks that is absolutely pristine and helping you. Okay, when we're going to close out this month, we've got the final lunar eclipse happening at 5 degrees of Taurus. So, this, of course, lights up that sixth house space. Now, I'm telling you, whether it's that you're freelancing literally or you've been putting yourself out there in a means of service, maybe even Venus has been retrograde and is not retrograde now. Did you put in for a job or a position, or there was an opportunity you wanted to take on earlier in the year and you hadn't heard back, or you thought you didn't get it or something like that? Now you're kind of seen as a valuable candidate for this particular opportunity. And remember, this is the full moon, so you're going to end something, acknowledge something, or make an adjustment, like a big course correction over this next 6 months. So I just get really excited about this energy for you, because whether it's coming through that lens of your health and nutrition, your schedule, your routines, whatever it is that comes to you in a more Taurus way, which is grounded, it's the work, it's enduring, I think that this particular eclipse has you ready and willing to take on whatever this opportunity is. Now Uranus and Taurus can also bring some really interesting surprises. And God knows, if you've dealt with any Taurus energy in your life, you've probably been like, what is going on over there? You know what I mean? So just keep your eyes open, stay flexible with this energy. But whatever it is, you're a pretty happy, cheerful energy. So I think you'll be able to maintain. And I just want you to demonstrate and enjoy taking on whatever the next adventure is that this Taurus eclipse is bringing to your table. Because in terms of the relationships, in terms of the finances and the assets, and in terms of your own value, you really get to see yourself in a way that I think that I want you to celebrate how you've changed over this last 18 months, because you're certainly all the better for it. All right, my beautiful Sagittarian friends, have an absolutely gorgeous October, and I look forward to seeing you in November.